Hey, good to see you guys. So,
Matt.
you're going to take us on an official tour of the truck here?
That is why we're here.
All right, where do you want to start?
Well, our FJ, it's a 2010 FJ Cruiser. We've supercharged it because we've added all this equipment to it, so we definitely needed to do that. We've had it for about 6 years now, and we just keep on building on it as we've taken trips out west, and definitely the modifications has helped us enjoy our trips even more.
So do we know how many supercharged FJs are out there, or cruisers are out there? Are there many?
There's not a whole bunch.
I didn't think so.
I think, well, mine was the first 2010.
Okay.
I know that for sure. So with all the extra weight, the vehicle was really suffering even after regearing. So the Supercharger was really the answer. And what the Supercharger does for it is it adds a third more horsepower. It makes, I think it's like 348 horse now. It makes a huge difference. The way that I have it set up now, with the gearing that I have set up, with the Supercharger and the transmission mods that I've done, it does not downshift in the mountains at all.
I'm excited about the trailer project. So you built this?
So this originally began as a little guy trailer, which is built in Ohio, and it was a shell.
Yeah.
It wasn't off-road capable, even though they sell it that way. So I re-chassied it. I put the timber and axles underneath there. It's all armored underneath there. It's actually designed to go over obstacles instead of, it's 2-inch steel in the perimeter. So if you lose track of your trailer and you start turning into a rock or whatever, it's actually going to, or a tree. You're not going to cry because your fender's back on the trail. Yeah. It's going to hold up to it like a rock slider. I mean, it's just as tough as a rock slider. And then everything is really reinforced. Even the timber and suspension is extremely reinforced. So it tri-folds up, and then there's 4 belly lockers. I was in the submarine service.
Okay.
So I know good use of space. That was the thing. I mean, we had to use really good use of space.
Any of the submariners have got that figured out.
So one of the unique things about this trailer that I really study Overland teardrops a lot. And I don't know of one that actually carries 2 bikes in a full tandem kayak at the same time. The only reason I was able to do it was because I have sturdy fendors, extremely sturdy fendors that are very heavily made. And so I made these bike racks here out of a Yakima bike rack and then welded the top. And then I wanted 2 propane tanks because you never know when one's about empty, so you just always have one that's full and one that you're using. And so I just swap them around. So that's another feature I wanted. And I wanted it to be well protected. I didn't want a propane tank that was just hanging off the side. This is a new addition. This is our rear mount for the kayak that supports this long kayak. One of the cool things about this is I couldn't figure out how to get the lid to go up. And so what I did is I made this where it drops down, and then this just pulls off. And then you can open your trunk here where we keep our propane fire pit so you're not offending your neighbors. And we like to barbecue. We actually like to use a propane grill. So we keep that in there. And then you put your hose and it connects right here to your propane tank and you're good to go. And then these are the fins for our kayak, which lets us to go through the water extremely fast. The sea turtles really love these. They don't know what it is, so they'll come right up next to the kayak and check them out. So these Odyssey batteries are the same series battery that the FJ uses. So we actually have
interchangeable
3 spare batteries for the FJ because there's also one in the National Luna box that powers the fridge.
So you've got the extended range fuel tank, right?
Right. 2 of them.
2 of them.
So originally the FJ Cruiser only has 19 gallons of fuel. Now it has a 30-gallon main tank and it has a 30-gallon auxiliary tank, so a total of 60 gallons on board. It sits right there where you would think a spare would sit. Right. Obviously the FJ Cruiser don't have a spare, but that's where it bolts up. Comes with a aftermarket fill nozzle, and that is something that I get a question about quite a bit, is how do you fill both tanks? So there's 2 holes in there. If you point the nozzle this way, you fill the main tank. If you point the nozzle that way, you fill your auxiliary tank. So, and we stopped at Kroger's to get fuel, so we used our fuel points.
Right.
And we actually saved $16. One fill up, 16 bucks. The biggest feature of our interior that we recently upgraded is our Slillman seats. And so that has allowed us to make some longer trips and really keep our backs from hurting as much as they normally do. my thought was at least leave half of it for
Yeah.
cargo space so you can put
be
your
able to
bags
store
in there.
gear and, yeah.
You know, a lot of teardrop trailers will have the cooking set up out back, but we wanted to have it on the trail with us. So that plays into having the 270 awning on the back here. And then we just have this long drawer that we pull out, and this is all of our tools and our cook stove in there. So we can just drop this table down right here and just put the cook stove up there and get cooking, you know, in a hurry.
Yeah.
Instead of having it out of the back of the trailer, because we don't know for sure we'll have the trailer. I try to make her comfortable. That's my job, because she's a city girl that I've transplanted into the wild. And we've been admiring the gear for years now. We're here to get some equipment installed on our 2010 FJ Cruiser. There's really not a place for us to put our dirty shoes, except here on the outside, and I've had them get soaked before, and then we want some place to basically put our clothes that we take off for the day.
So we're excited to start to build on this spectacular project today and get some stuff organized, and I've got just the person to help.